On a cold autumn morning, James and Emily were walking through the forest when they heard a faint whimpering sound. Following the noise, they discovered a tiny fox cub shivering under a pile of leaves. His fur was damp, and his eyes were filled with fear. They waited, hoping his mother would return, but as the hours passed, it became clear he had been abandoned. Emily scooped up the fragile creature, wrapping him in her scarf. "We can't leave him here," she whispered. James nodded. "Let's take him home." At home, they named him Rusty, after the reddish hue of his fur. At first, he was weak and barely moved. They fed him warm milk with a syringe and kept him wrapped in soft blankets. Slowly, Rusty gained strength. As weeks passed, Rusty transformed from a helpless cub into a playful troublemaker. He would pounce on Emily's slippers, hide James's socks, and dart around the house like a whirlwind. Despite his mischief, they adored him. But as Rusty grew, so did the realization that he was a wild animal. He would sit by the window for hours, staring at the trees outside. "He's longing for the forest," James said one evening. Emily nodded, her heart heavy. "We have to let him go." The day finally came. They took Rusty back to the woods where they had found him. He hesitated, looking back at them with his deep amber eyes. Emily knelt beside him. "Go on, Rusty," she murmured, tears glistening in her eyes. Rusty took a step forward, then another. He sniffed the air, feeling the call of the wild. And then, with one last look at his human parents, he vanished into the trees. Days turned into weeks, and though they missed him terribly, James and Emily knew they had done the right thing. Then, one morning, as Emily stepped outside, she saw a flash of red among the trees. A fox stood at the forest's edge, watching her. Her heart swelled. "Rusty," she whispered. And then, just as quickly as he had come, he disappeared. But she knew he had not forgotten them.